This supplement brand that most people have never heard of just sold to Unilever for $1.2 billion. That's right, billion with a B, in just 32 months after launching. That is the fastest launch to acquisition in CPG history. And the thing is, they never had a viral moment or some crazy celebrity deal. What really separates Grüns apart though is the level of loyalty and frequency in which their consumers interact with the brand. Their marketing is so good that they even made me buy it. So in this video, I'm breaking down their entire funnel from top to bottom. The ads, the landing pages, the pop-ups, and one strategy that I think is the real lever behind their growth. The thing that most people watching this won't expect. After working with over 150 e-commerce brands, I can easily say that this is one of the best e-commerce strategies that I've ever seen executed. So first of all, most people assume that building $1 billion brand is something that takes decades to build. Grüns broke that role completely, and it's not for the reason that you'd expect. Founded in 2023 by Chad Janis, a former private equity investor, spent an entire year solving one problem. Supplements are painful to take. The answer? Gummy bears made from 60 whole food ingredients. And I actually tried the product myself and they taste amazing. $1.25 million raised just 2 weeks after launch and $50 million raised over 3 years. Simple product, massive problem solved. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen here and show you guys this Grüns' meta ads library. And as you can see, they're running around 500 different ads at the moment. And probably by the time that this video is published, it's probably a lot more than that. But you can see the different style of ads that they have, right? They have, UGC style ads, they have influencer style ads, they have static images, videos. As you can see, as I scroll through this, you can see the different formats and the different styles of videos that they have and different copy. And so all of these are, leading to different landing pages according to the angle of the ad that they're going for. And so these guys are probably testing, really heavily every single week and every single month. And so with this level of scale, it's really important to continue testing different ads. But the biggest point is that they're not just sticking with one format, they're testing multiple different formats. Like I said, images, GIFs, videos, etc. And that's really what's going to help them bring that top of funnel cold traffic to their website. But at least it's going to be very targeted because they have different landing pages. And this is what's helping them bring cold traffic that's actually relevant because they have different ads and different angles. You'll see in a minute, I'm going to break down their landing pages, and those landing pages are also going to be really important to actually convert the traffic that they're sending from these ads. Now, while most brands usually just have one landing page that they're sending all of the traffic to, Grüns actually has multiple landing pages. Multiple landing pages actually let you match the message to the person. So let's say someone clicks on a weight loss ad, they're going to be taken to a landing page that's just dedicated fully to weight loss. Everything feels super relevant and tailored to them, which means that's going to increase the likelihood that someone is going to buy right on the spot or at least opt in right away. All right, so I'm going to go through a few different landing pages that they're sending people to. This one straight off the bat, you can tell that it's for immunity. This is for one of their products called Immune. So you can see it on the copy. It says feel like yourself every day, every season. And so what likely is happening is that they're running ads speaking directly about immunity. And this is their pop-up right here, which I'll get into in just a minute. But yeah, they're running ads with the angle of immunity, and they're sending people directly to this landing page here. And everything here is all about immunity, right? Immune support and so much more, proactive defense, everyday stress support, delicious daily habit, completely clean. The fact is that people are coming in from the ad because they are interested in immunity benefits. And so when they land on a page like this where all it talks about is immunity, they're just going to be a lot more likely to convert because it's directly speaking to their pain points here. So this is another landing page that speaks about 7 benefits GLP-1 users love about Grüns. So, in the ad angles, they're speaking directly to GLP-1 users and they're sending those GLP-1 users to this landing page. And so, GLP-1 users, when they see this, they feel like they're being spoken to directly, and then they can, really resonate with the content in this landing page. So like number 1, better poops, fill nutrient gaps while on GLP-1s, the most nutrition per calorie on GLP-1. So as you can see, like literally everything speaks to GLP-1 users. And if someone is using GLP-1, this is going to speak directly to them, like I just said, and just going to be a very highly relevant, highly converting page for them. So this is another landing page here where basically they talk about 2 gut health icons, one perfect collab. So they actually collabed with a beverage company called Olipop. So they're likely running some ads that are, targeting people who are into Olipop and Grüns, and sending people to this landing page here where they kind of talk about the taste of Olipop and the power of Grüns combined. And so these are, going to be relevant to people who are really enjoying Olipop. Maybe they're, really loyal users of Olipop, but then also they're interested in trying, the benefits of, Grüns and all the ingredients and the brain health, immunity benefits and gut health benefits of Grüns. And so yeah, this is a really powerful collaboration that they did, and very confident that they were successful with this. And one last landing page I'll show you is is this one that ties directly to gut health benefits. So they have a ton of ads right now in their meta ads library that are just focused on gut health. And so I'm assuming that this landing page specifically is a huge conversion mechanism for them, because they talk about 6 reasons why Grüns is your gut's new bestie. So everything relating to gut health, imagine someone is coming from an ad speaking directly about gut health directly, and they land on this page where everything they talk about is talking about gut health. So like I said, better poops, healthy gut microbiome, more energy, better mood, immunity boost, healthy habit you'll stick to, tons of different social proof, and then the offer. The best thing that you can do when you're running a brand like this, when you have multiple benefits, is to send them to different landing pages just like this. The traffic that's coming in, they're gonna feel like they're being spoken to directly. They're gonna be a lot more likely to convert. And even if they don't convert, they're gonna be a lot more likely to actually convert on the actual pop-up form that you're gonna be building for them. So they're running around 500 plus ads, and they're driving hundreds of thousands of people to their landing pages every single month. And this is where most brands completely blow it. Your website on average is probably gonna convert 1 to 2% of people that land on it. That means that 98 out of every 100 people that click your ad, go to your website, and see your product are just gonna end up leaving. They're just gone, and they're gonna forget that you existed within 10 minutes. Now, this is where pop-ups come into play. All right, so this is the pop-up that they have on their site right now, and this pop-up is actually a collaboration between Grüns and Olipop. So all the lifestyle images and the branding of this pop-up kind of falls in line with the collab that they're doing. And one of the main reasons why this pop-up is converting so well for them is because, first of all, their offer, 52% off, that's more than half off, which is a really, really compelling offer. And if you watch some of my other videos, one of the main things that drives opt-in rates is the actual offer of your pop-up. And you wanna make sure that it's compelling enough, and 52% off is definitely compelling. And on the actual pop-up itself, you can see that the 52% off is nice and big. It's really bold on the very top, so it's really, really hard to miss. And it says to claim, share what problem you're trying to solve. And again, if you watch some of my other videos, I always recommend doing a multi-step quiz pop-up, because that helps improve engagement, helps people kind of interact with your brand a little bit before you ask for their email. And so they ask, what problem you're trying to solve: gut health, brain health and focus, energy, and comprehensive nutrition. I actually subscribed to their email list myself and the SMS list, and I got hit with 7 straight days of aggressive emails and SMS. And I think it works really, really well, because this brand understands that attention spans are really low for subscribers, and literally every day that goes by, someone that subscribes to this is just going to be losing more and more interest. And so they're taking advantage of that first 7-day period when someone first opts in, because that's when someone is going to be the most interested, and they're targeting them with very, very relevant content. Like I've subscribed with gut health, and then I did it on another email, I subscribed with energy, and they send very, very relevant emails according to the pain point that I'm focusing on, and they're very, very aggressive with the frequency as well. And again, this strategy works insanely well, especially if you have, multiple different pain points, multiple touch points, multiple emails and SMS that you can send out within a condensed period. Now, if you want to see what a high converting email pop-up looks like in practice, I put together a 130-page email marketing revenue playbook that you can go ahead and download in the description below. Inside, I've broken down real email pop-up examples and tons of other strategies that we've used to scale e-commerce brands to 40, 50, even 60% of their revenue coming from the email channel. The link is in the description, so go grab it. Now, here's the crazy part. Grüns users take the product 4 to 6 times per week, and 80% of users take it every single day. I'm one of them. Think about that for a second. In a world where people just buy a greens powder, maybe take it twice, and then shove it to the back of the cupboard, Grüns built a brand where people actually show up daily. That happened because their email and SMS system educated people into a habit. Listen to that carefully. Their email and SMS system educated people into a habit. Day after day, touch point after touch point, Grüns kept on showing up in your email inbox and your messages, reminding you why you started, showing you the benefits, and reminding you that you're part of something bigger. And that consistency in their marketing created consistency in their customers. So the interesting thing with the Grüns email is that the 52% off isn't exclusive to just their email subscribers, but they're framing it in a way where it actually is, very, very valuable to everyone. So it's really cool how they're able to get away with collecting emails and not really offering any sort of extra discount to their email subscribers, because this 52% off is still accessible through their website. And you can see this is the first email here: comprehensive nutrition made simple and delicious, over half off, claim my discount. So this email specifically talks about Grüns supporting gut health. It kind of has some infographics here that say rich in fiber, prebiotics, pectin, inulin. It's very, very skimmable and easy to understand, like the main point of this email just by simply glancing at it. And you can see that they have some data that backs backs up, the efficacy of their products. So Grüns ingredients yield a 41% increase in healthy gut bacteria within 16 days. And they have 4.8 stars, 250,000 members, and tons of different credible information that improves trust with the brand. And so this brand has a way of making their 52% off feel special, but in a way that also protects their margins. And so this is the second email here. And with all of their emails that they send, they're consistently hammering you with that up to 52% off because they really want you to subscribe to their product. And this email specifically, the way that they've laid it out is beautiful. They have, the hero text at the very top, your daily dose of wellness. They have a little bit of hero copy right here that says packable, snackable, and comprehensive Grüns is everything your body needs daily. And then they have the offer nice and big and clear, up to 52% off. Try Grüns now with the big CTA. Notice how their call to action button is at the very top above the fold. So if someone is viewing this on mobile, they're gonna be able to click that button before having to scroll down. And that is gonna ultimately improve click-through rates and get more people onto their site so that way they can actually purchase the product. And notice that they also have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So, if you have a brand that offers some sort of a guarantee, you definitely want to mention that in multiple of your welcome emails, because people at the end of the day, they want to know that if they don't like the product, that there's something that they can do about it. They can get their money back. There's some level of a guarantee that protects them in the long run. And they have a nice hero image as well, with someone's hand actually picking up the product and the actual packaging of the Grüns product. If you scroll down, you can see that they have another mention of the using code SURPRISE to get up to 52% off. And as I said earlier, the 52% off is not exclusive to just email subscribers. You can access it through their site, but they have a very, very special way of framing it so that it still appears like it's special for all subscribers. Eating healthy should be easy and enjoyable, transform your routine. Again, another call to action button. They're really, really adamant about these call to action buttons here, and that's what's making these emails convert so well. They have multiple call to action buttons throughout the email. And then again, more infographics, packed with 6 grams of fiber, rich 60 plus whole food ingredients, excellent source of prebiotics. Really good image here with like the packaging and an infographic that makes it super easy to just go through and read. And also a review as well. After a week of taking Grüns, I poop regularly now. If you're someone who suffers constipation, this is perfect for you. So this email here is probably targeted towards someone that opted in for gut health, and they're showing a very, very targeted review of someone that has solved their issues with that. 4.8 stars. They're consistently mentioning the reviews that they have and the social proof that they've built. So this last email I'll show you is really clean and really straightforward. We have the logo nice and big at the top. We even have the use code SURPRISE. It says use code SURPRISE to get up to 52% off right here. Yeah, unlock 52% off your first purchase. Again, CTA, very big at the top, very easy for someone to click on. The button is nice and big. And if you watch some of my other videos, I always mention how the button should be clickable, easy to see, and just easy to click. So that way it makes the whole process seamless for your customers. And then we have a little bit of body copy right here. They might look cute, but these green bears mean business. See what the green bears can do for you when you try them today with code SURPRISE. And again, another call to action button. And notice also how these call to action buttons are different from each other, right? It doesn't just say get 52% off again. Grüns understands that people might resonate with different, copy in different languages. So they use a completely different call to action button. And if you scroll down, again, another infographic. So we're noticing the same patterns across all of these emails, right? We have the hero image at the very top, hero copy that kind of has the headline nice and big and clear with the offer. We have multiple call to action buttons with the call to action button above the fold, and then throughout the entire email itself with different copy on the CTAs and multiple infographics throughout all these emails as well. So like, for example, this one right here, a smart gummy that fills the gaps. We have little icons that actually represent the actual specific benefit and a little bit of copy. So gut health prebiotics, adaptogens, antioxidants, super mushrooms, save big today. So again, like I said, another call to action button with a different copy. Don't miss your chance. Another nice little lifestyle image with some plants in the background to kind of show, the nature. Offer valid today only on your first purchase. So they're kind of instilling some urgency there, which is cool. And again, same thing, 4.8 stars, 250,000 members, tons of different value added things right here as well. So overall, it's the same, practices and same principles throughout all of these emails, but I know for a fact that these emails are absolutely crushing it, and they're doing something very, very similar with their SMS as well. Your welcome flow shouldn't just be the same pitch, copy and pasted 3 times with different subject lines. Every email needs to move the customer one step forward into educating them and nurturing them into their first purchase. Grüns completely nails this. Email 1 hooks with the offer. email 2 builds trust with education and social proof, and email 3 closes with urgency. So that was the breakdown of the Grüns funnel. And as you can see, their email system wasn't just one piece of the puzzle. It was the reason why they were able to grow in the way that they did, and the real reason why they were able to sell for $1.2 billion. The sad truth is that 95% of brands just don't have their email system set up right, and unfortunately some of them don't have any email system at all. They've got a basic pop-up converting at maybe 3 to 4%, a welcome flow that sends the same pitch twice and then just goes quiet. They're leaving an enormous amount of money on the table, and these brands just don't even realize it. So if you want to know what's broken in your email system right now, then go ahead and book a call with me down below and let's figure that out together. My team and I have already done this for hundreds of different brands, and I can tell just by looking at your Klaviyo account exactly what you're doing wrong and exactly what we need to fix in order to make email the biggest revenue driver for you. The link is below, so go ahead and book a call. That's it for today. I'll see you in the next one.